Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, hey, Kiki. Not black Kiki, but
Not black.
Do you know in the first half we did not introduce
Cherokee.
ourselves?
Right. I was gonna say hi. I'm the Chatter Chick, but yeah, we didn't.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am the Chatter Chick, LaShawn Tipton.
And what your name is?
I'm y'all millennial chick, Jerry Tipton, aka Jerry.
Jeer. And she got that Pittsburgh accent. Jeer. Pittsburgh accent is strong. I'm your radio chick, Kiki Brown. Sorry about that. We got so deep into conversation. I wanted to get a professor of African American studies on because of this conversation right here that we're about to have.
Okay.
Because without someone that has some sort of knowledge why you feel the way you feel, why you feel the way you feel, why I feel the way I feel, why our community does what they do, where it came from, where it's going, blah, blah, blah. Someone who is professionally knowledgeable. I wanted that, but they were booked and busy. They must be related to LaShawn, who is also related to Jerry. So I don't know. The conversation is, are you proud to be an American?
Mm-hmm.
And I asked a couple of people, but and some would say, yeah. And I would ask them why. Well, we got freedoms, more freedoms than other countries, and really wasn't much he could finish. He couldn't say. Just say, well, you're a Black American, right? Yes. Are you proud to be a Black American? Yeah. Why? He couldn't answer. Just was. And I said that I don't consider myself African American because I'm not from Africa.
Right.
My ancestors are from Africa.
Right.
I was born in Pittsburgh at McGee Women's Hospital, April 26, 73.
So what, you're a McGeehan?
I'm a McGeehan. Absolutely. I'm a McGeehan.
Go on, McGeehan.
I feel like African American, and this is why I wanted the professor on the show to explain this.
Right.
But African American is something that was formulated or created, a label that was created to separate ethnicities, cultural backgrounds, skin color. And what that does is it will determine where you go. Yeah. You put on a job application, a loan application.
Yep.
A school application. You put African American, you've immediately shifted your process.
Okay.
And I think that that's not fair because I can have a better educational or more accreditations, if that makes any sense. Yeah. I can have a master's degree where someone who is European has a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
Or maybe a master's degree and they would get the job.
But don't jump ship because of the prejudice against.
Well, I can't get rid of who I am.
Because you never can get rid of who you are. No. I mean, that's just the prejudice that's against it. And things are changing that should have been changed a long time ago, but it's something that is changing. Now, what I am is of African descent that makes me African. I think we're the only race sometimes that has some issues with who we are. You don't never see Italians. Italians boldly say, I'm Italian, and none of them, and they will go back to Italy to visit, and they know they wasn't born there. They were born over on the north side, and they will go to Italy and make a pilgrimage to Italy all the time. They were born in Bloomfield.
On the north side.
They were born in Bloomfield in McGee Hospital, but none of them say I'm from McGee. They say I'm Sicilian because they hear that. Black people were always saying, well, you know, I'm not African because we meet real Africans.
Right.
I mean, you know, I shouldn't say real African, people that were born and bred in Africa. And then, you know, they're like, well, you aren't true Africans. But listen, I didn't get this skin color because I am white.
Mhm.
That is not true. I am not white. I am black. I embrace it. I am black and I'm from America. I was born
Say it loud.
here. Yes. I'm
black and I'm
African
proud.
American. I'm black and I'm proud. I was born here. I pay my taxes here, and I
You're
will not.
American.
I'm American, and I am African American.
Right.
Okay.
And I was born in West Penn Hospital. They got their money
You're
for
West
that.
Pennier.
No, they got their money for that. My parents' insurance paid for that years ago. So
You're West Pennier. If you call me a McGinnian.
well, that's because you don't feel like you're black or you're American. So you're a McGinnian. No, I'm not. You know, West Penn doesn't have a cornerstone with my name on it because my family doesn't make any money off of it here. But what I do in this country, although there's social injustice, I work and I make money and I can make a change. I'm not jumping ship on being who I am. And I'm black. I'm cool with that.
Are you happy to be in America? Are you proud to be an American?
It's yes. It's what I know. Why not? Because I helped build this country. My taxes.
You ain't help, but how you help build this country?
Listen.
She done switched their seat. Lord Jesus.
Let me go right. Now, what I am, I'm saying every dollar I work for has built something here. If it's not in this country, it's in this country. If it's in my community, if my taxes pay for them kids to go to school, it's part of this country. It is my community. I have helped build that. I don't have any kids in the system, but I pay school
You just
taxes.
said it like you had some cement, mud,
Why not?
some spackles.
Why not? You know what? I get angry all the time when I pay my taxes, and I can pay school taxes when I don't have kids that go to school. Why am I paying taxes for these kids?
That's true.
They're not my kids. Why? But as a
school,
yeah,
give my
and
money back.
when I don't see them going to school, I was like, hey, where you going? I know you on your way to school. I know you on the way to school.
Y'all need to go to school.
That's what I pay
Because you
for.
owe me $38
Yes, you do.
79 cents.
Yes, you do. It's way more than that. But I'm just saying. So, yes, have I contributed to this country? Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. You know, plenty of people. I go to the gym, and every time I go inside the gym at Planet Fitness, I always tell my sister, shoot, I've been keeping their lights on for years. I go in there sometime, I'll be like, they need to give me one of these treadmills. I didn't pay for one of them treadmills with my monthly fees. So am I building to this country? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Financially, I am. Now, there's some people, you know, they get it off of other people's back. I don't know what that's all about, but I tell you, I contribute to this. And as an African American, and I haven't lived anywhere else, I haven't lived in Jamaica, I haven't lived in Africa. And do I want to? No, I don't think so. I'm pretty good here. I'm going to make do here. I will visit those places, and I have visited those places, but I'm cool. I'm proud to be who I am.
Right. Absolutely.
That's just me.
Millennial, are you proud to be an American, and why?
Yeah, I definitely am. Just like you had said, LaShawn, we have built so much for this, I was going to say company, for this country to grow. We are evolving every day as Black Americans. We've learned so much from the past, and we are still learning. We are evolving. We are growing. You know, even though it is a bad time right now in our country with everything that's going on, like I'm still proud of who I am and my roots. And where I came from, our ancestors, just reading about it, learning about our history. It's just so amazingly beautiful to me and how far we have came. And I take pride in that. I do.
Yeah.
I did a lot. So absolutely, I am.
I mean, I think it's the trick of the enemy in certain people that would have it that when you indicate your race, on a job application, they will hold you back. That's been happening for a long time. And the goal of them is to make you feel the way you do. That, you know, why should I say I'm Black? I mean, I had a friend that told me, you know, she didn't want to name her kids African names because then they get singled out. But if that's your heritage, that's your heritage.
But I get it though. You want them to live that American dream. And
but
there are people that are too damn simple to look above or look over a name.
Yeah.
And tie that name to what they think their abilities are. and
Right.
decline them from whatever job or employment or career opportunities, they have the power to do that.
Right.
And I think that
Yeah.
my name is Lakeisha.
And I'm LaShawn.
So I would see you getting called in for an interview before I get called in for an interview.
Really? No, you
Probably
know
because
what?
you're a professional background, but if we just talk about names, yeah.
Nah. Nah. I see. I think. I think it's personality. I think it's attitude
Mm-hmm.
that gets people into the door. I
Yeah.
think. I mean, I'm not negating the fact that there are these biases that will keep us out, but you can't say everybody's like that. But this
Yeah.
is the other thing too that works for me, and I would suggest this for anybody. I have faith in the God that I serve, and I know that what I get is because of who I belong to. So there
Yeah.
is nothing.
That's not a question at all, definitely.
That's not a question. And there's nothing that keeps me back from anything. There's
Right.
nothing. I refuse to let it happen. If I didn't believe in God, I have faith in myself, but I'm not putting that on myself. But if I didn't, I would have faith in myself to know that I can do it.
Right.
But since I have the faith in God, I know I can do it. I know it's undoubtedly going to be done. So I just can't let that happen. I don't worry about those people. I really don't. I don't.
Here I am with it. I can't say I'm not proud to be an American. I only know how to be an American. All I've been is American. To be a Black American or African American is hard to. Okay, so I have mixed emotions. There are times where I'm super proud to be
Why?
an African American, to see so many defeats, to see acknowledgments when you have presidents of universities, when you have graduates, when you have African Americans who become congressmen, congresswomen, senators, judges, attorney generals, and now running for vice president and even a president and first lady. That makes me proud.
See, the struggle makes me prouder. It makes me more happy to be who I am. When I see people like John Lewis, and after his death, to say to fight a good fight. When I see the struggles, I mean, he was bloody. He got beaten up. You know, he was called to do this when he was a young boy, like 23 years old, and never gave up.
I think
that makes that makes me so proud of who I like. If it were so easy for me, because I know some of our relatives are lighter color relatives, although someone wouldn't want to say that they're relatives, but we all are. It's kind of easy for them in life, where it's harder for us. But that struggle makes me love it even more.
Is it the struggle, or is it the overcoming of the struggle?
It's the overcoming of the struggle.
It's the overcoming, because people can struggle and give up. Or people struggle and go back to what made them comfortable. Yeah. Then you have people who struggle and use that struggle as a lesson.
I love it.
Okay, I'm going to overcome this. I'm going to remember that struggle. Remember where I went and make sure I don't go that way. Or if I do have to go that way, equip myself with the necessary resources and materials, content, information, whatever. Right. So that when I go back, and I'm good.
That's one of the things about African American. That's why we're such a threat to so many people, because we've been through so much, and still yet we rise.
And I hate to turn this into a negative. I don't. But this is what pisses me off. We see it. You see it, Jerry, you see it, the struggles and the overcoming. And still we have to fight to prove ourselves, or to get people to respect us and appreciate us and count us as human. And we tear us down. Women tear each other down. Men, we have lack of trust. We're playing the blame game. Again, I think I said this off mic. I can't, and I was hoping we had a professor. I know I said it before. I can't blame. I don't want to keep hearing, well, it's because of slavery. But I bet you ain't never been a slave. Your daddy ain't been no slave.
Some things do get carried down. Like it does become like a generational curse because, one family member sees it and it does get carried down. It does. It does.
It does. I agree.
There's things that were carried down from slavery that we have picked up. I mean, whenever in slavery, whenever a Black man will have children with a woman and his children get sold right before his eyes. And then we're talking about why can't Black men stay with their family? But if you see that, it gets carried down. So there were so many men that even when they we ain't been out of slavery so long.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't been out there that long, but there were men that had their kids taken sold away from them.
Yeah. And
they learned to survive mentally without it. And they became removed and they raised kids who they removed themselves from their family because they were removed from their father's mind. It's just a generational curse. So yeah, although we weren't in slavery, some of the mind and the mind thoughts are still enslaved. It's just.
We are the same woke people.
Not all woke.
Not all, but some of us who are woke will make a fuss and make noise about what is happening to us from others. If it's a police officer who kills an unarmed Black man or woman, something that happened that was racially motivated. I think the person on the clipboard is going in. They're coming for Ellen.
Mm-hmm.
They're just making everything, everything. They're making a big fuss.
Yeah.
But it's hella quiet when something happens in our backyard. And it's not the fact that we don't want to help, but we don't help. You got a mother who just lost her son to gun violence. You know what happened. Because that's the word on the curb. That's what everybody's talking about on the street. But I'm going to stick to the code. Can you blame that on slavery?
That ain't slavery. And that's been happening. That happens in the streets of New York. What do you think the gangs of New York was about? Italian, every race does it. It's personified.
That on slavery.
It gets really big whenever we do it. We're really harsh. It's not that it's right. It's not. When we do it, we be like, oh my God, I'm not saying it's right. Every race has that. Every race has that. You ain't think Tony No Neck from, over there in the Bronx at the little bodega. How many people he done shot? And people been quiet about
Tony No Neck.
Tony No Neck. There's always Tony No Neck and Littlefinger Jim or something. You think we got nicknames. There's some races that got nicknames.
TV for you.
I'm saying there's so many races that got so many names. You'd be like, oh my God, just not Black people with it. There's a nickname. But I'm just saying, every race has that. But we do it. We get so, and it's wrong. I'm not saying right is right. We get on each other and we are hard.
Yeah.
We go hard. We go so hard on each other that we don't let any room in for anyone else to go hard on us because we so
Is that
hard.
Because of slavery?
No, it's not because of slavery. And I'm going to say, I think it's because because it's a crab in a barrel mentality. Because for so long we had to tap dance and act a certain way so that we can look better or do better, look better than people that look like us. That's how life was for us. That's how, people get on jobs. Our people used to get on jobs and we would front on each other because we had to. It was always like that. It was always like the bigger slave guy was the one that they sold him. Like
he was in the field. He was the worker.
Exactly. So, are the prettiest, it's been competition among us, not started with us, but continued with us. Because that's how it's always been for us. We competed with each other when we don't even know each other. and it's always continued. So yes, there's so much that we can still blame on slavery because it's inherited,
We
because
are
it
in
comes down.
2020 right now.
I don't, but
With
it's still
all this
comes down.
information that we know. Slips have been seen. People have been showing their slips. Slips have been seen.
Mm-hmm.
So what we gonna do? We can't keep blaming racism for stuff that we're doing today.
Take that out of Bo's mouth.
One more time.
You know, yes, we can.
Damn
we
dog
can.
toy.
We can't blame racism because racism is an issue.
No. I miss slavery.
Oh, and some of it is inherited and is generational curses, and it is on our generation. But we have to understand where it comes from. We have to get that. Not everybody's woke about it. Jealousy is in every community. Yeah. Every community. Everybody has jealousy in them.
What you think, Jerry?
So my thing is, how do we break these generational curses?
Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where you have to say, you have to do it with your generation. You have to do it with your people. There has to be somebody like, so John Lewis has passed on, right?
Right. Yeah.
He preached his own eulogy. He preached his own sermon, and he wrote his own eulogy before he passed on. He fought for years. He's passed on the baton. And he did that at an older age. There's young people that can follow in his footsteps. There's people your age, Jerry, my age, there's every age group that can follow. That's how you break curses. That's how, if you can't change your community, then change what you influence.
Change your house first.
Yeah, right. Influence what you can influence. I mean, everybody tells you to start small. You got to start small. You got to start somewhere. You got to change what you can change first. How are you going to say all this stuff? Okay, well, how is the community this, that, and the other? And there's people that have horrible kids and talk about other people's kids. Well, what about your kids?
Yeah. I agree with you. You should start with yourself first. Educate yourself first, then your home, your family, right. And then try to spread it throughout, the community, and that'll lead into the world and stuff like that, so that these generational curses can be broken. And I already, have plans and ideas for whenever I do start my family. This is what we're going to do. Like, we're going to try and do things differently, not like how we're used to things or how we're taught. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it all starts within us first.
Right.
I asked my son, my young Black American 22-year-old son.
Yes, that he is.
I asked him if he registered to vote.
Mm-hmm.
No, not yet.
Oh, he got the link? I'll send him the link.
What are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? It's free.
Right.
It's not a test.
Right.
You just
just put your name, birthday, age.
Yeah.
Or whatever, your address. That's it.
There's so many, but this is a generation of entitlement. They're entitled for the president to treat them right, and when something goes wrong, it's like, well, why? Because this is a generation where their parents have done things for them. Well, I didn't vote, but Mom, didn't you vote? Come on, step up. It's time for you to step up to the plate and do it yourself.
And that's a generational curse that can be.
That's broken. A generation. Exactly, Jerry. That's a curse right there.
That's the thing that pisses me off. When you see a whole family, that is living off of welfare and tax dollars, and then they say, I'm not voting. Like, your rent is $45.
Yeah, you get kicked out monthly.
You don't want to vote because you scared you won't mess it up.
Yeah.
You scared your rent gonna go up.
One paycheck can pay for your whole year. Are you talking about?
Girl.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes me proud.
But I'm not saying it's stupid.
I'm disappointed.
We're not the only ones.
In us.
We're not the only one. There's certain places that look really nice, but they don't call them projects, but they get subsidized housing as well. They've been living off the system for a long time. There's a lot of people, but we are so hard on each other when it's us. We're so hard.
Do you think because we expect the best from us, we expect us to be better?
A little bit. There's some of us expect for us to do better, and there's some of us that are so critical of the ones that can't do better.
Yeah.
I get mad when we all have heard the story. It's just an example. We heard the story about why men wear their pants low, why they sag.
Right.
We heard why.
Yeah, I would never do that one.
Where it came from. It is. Look here, Aunt Lucy. Come on, Aunt Lucy. Touch pearls, Aunt Lucy.
I never want to see a man with his pants low. If it's a grown man, I'd be like, oh.
But here's the thing, though. When you know where it came from, you still do it.
Yeah. Prime example.
You know what it represents, and you still do it.
Prime example. There you go.
Another curse that can be broken.
Mm-hmm. You still do it. I see a grown man with his pants. I was like, oh, he just came from the county.
No, when they have on a white tee.
Yeah. Ooh, that's county wear.
Oh,
I see. He was in the county. You had free cable there. Then watch all of The Chi. I know you saw all The Chi. I be wanting to ask him, did you see The Chi? I know you did. You saw The Chi.
She said they saw all the shit.
Because you know they get cable in jail. You saw The Chi. I know you saw The Chi.
Well, hopefully we could get the professor on, because everything that we're saying is strictly opinion from experience and our perspective.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Send us no emails trying to check us, tell us we wrong, or we'll
get them. It's okay.
Ghetto, or we sellouts. Nobody want to hear that. Nobody got time for that. Yeah. So that's what podcasts are for. Is for us to use a platform to express ourselves that's outside of the traditional, like radio and TV.
Right.
So.
I mean, if you don't like what we say, just listen to Fox News. It's the total opposite.
You know what's a good show? And I encourage you all to watch it on Sunday. This Sunday, tomorrow.
Meet the Press.
I mean, that's also good.
I love Trump.
But United Shades of America. CNN.
Soledad? No, is that Soledad? Joy?
I can't remember his name. Black brother. It's good. And they talk about reparations this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to keep making money for CNN, but you should check it out.
Hey.
This is the Hey Girl Hey podcast.
Yes, it is.
Today. I know it's been a quick hour.
That's quick.
Anything
heavy.
Before we leave, how can they find and follow us?
I don't know.
He said, I don't know. I can't stand you.
I don't know.
For past episodes of the Hey Girl Hey podcast, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbeam, Live 365, TuneIn, SoundCloud, and UrbanMediaToday.com.
Okay.
Yes, or you can find us on Instagram. Yes, honey.
Yeah.
You can find us on Instagram at Hey Girl Hey Podcast 2018, or you can follow us on Facebook at the Hey Girl Hey Podcast, or you can follow us on Twitter at Girl Hey 2018. But you know what I like? I like watching the YouTube. Yeah. It is, you get to see us rock. Oh, yeah. YouTube is funny. I think we're hilarious on YouTube, but watch us on YouTube at the Hey Girl Hey Podcast 2020 on YouTube, or at Pretty Kitty on your radio on YouTube, and look at for the past episodes. And thank you for emailing us and leaving us, messages, because you can also call us at 412-709-6130 if you want to give us a call, or you can email us at theheyGirlHeyPodcast@gmail.com. Thank you so
much. Hopefully when this pandemic is over, we can do shows that are more in person, personable. And I would like to one day include live.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe do some live episodes or something like that. So
the lives are really cool.
Lives are really cool. Not like the Kelly Strayhorn live. That's probably going to be down the road. But like live on Facebook.
Yeah.
So we could try it. We'll work on that too. Thank you so much. I'm your radio chick, Kiki Brown.
And I am the chatter chick, LaShawn Tipton.
I'm your millennial, Jerry Tipton.
Millennial.